Hedberg and koala bears. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Do you really blame
Nobody
them?
knows Mitch Hedberg here. He's been dead for 10 years.
Yeah.
Are there really some Mitch Hedberg fans?
Right here.
You guys are my favorites.
Yeah.
Except for Abigail. I saw her on the high.
I think that was our fault.
Wow. How did we miss Abigail? Can you turn the top down? I don't mean like that. I mean... No!
That's how we phrase things.
I mean it's the whole blowing dark cloud. I think you're just going to assume it's sexual and not let me off the hook. It's an anime con. You guys will do great.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, Josh, let's get over a little. A little more. There we go, that's good. It's only getting your shoulder now.
Yeah, I know. It's for an anime con. I'm not interested in hiring it. I was going to sacrifice it later.
Right, are any of them here?
I would sacrifice a virgin at the end of our show, but this is Saturday. Where are we going to find one now? Yesterday was a good chance. Actually, we pulled that joke in Wichita 2 weeks ago when we got done cutting. I said, next, I'm sacrificing a virgin. Some 16-year-old kid in the corner raised his hand. Oh, no! Number one, don't ever volunteer for somebody to cut you up with a sword. Number two, if you really want the 300 girls here to know...
Voluntarily gave up that...
Hey!
Come up top after our show. You may owe me a favor. He'll probably call me in a month and say, dude, I'm married, she sucks, you're terrible.
Should be. Not bad. More like that.
What? You look at me, they look at me, and I'm like, come on. You're waiting to see if my pop explodes. Shut up. If it does, you're going in the lake. You're in 55 pounds of armor, you're not coming back up. Yeah, I heard that. There was a Knight's Tale reference. You guys really are my favorite. I got one more for you. Firefly? This is why anime cons are better than Ren fairs or sci-fi. Anyway, because you guys get us. That night, we walk out like this, and nobody even bats an eye.
Like, yeah,
This is conservative dress for you.
We look at you like, where can we buy that?
Now try showing up at Walmart after class some night dressed like this. They go,
like, all right, put the hand
explode. Cool. The last two cons we've done that my son has been at, I get dry mouth, so I tend to keep a drink handy. I talk before the show, and just when it's time to start, I run over to get a drink. Last two cons happened at ASIN. Main stage, our big break being ASIN, live streaming. I walk out and go, boom, and it literally exploded. Yeah, come pay money to watch the big martial arts guy not be able to open a can of pop. It's like tripping going down the stairs. That's your job.
That's why they gave us a ramp.
We requested it for you, Michael. Right? Yeah. Wow, you can...
I don't care, mutant camera off.
That is nothing. Sometimes I just open my mouth and stuff falls out. And you can't put it back.
Nope.
You really
It
have
would have
to...
been worse if you would have said, never mind. How old is everybody? Okay. I make mistakes sometimes and go to walk into panels late at night being not real familiar with anime cons. Somebody will grab my arm and say, no, Sensei, you don't want to go in that one. I'm like, why? What is it? I have friends in there, and then they explain what the panel is, and I'm not old enough. I may never be old enough to go to some of this. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to Anime, Iowa. For those of you who don't know where you are,
Thank you, I needed that.
Son, you need more help than I'll ever be able to give you. But at the start, when it gets to be too much, come see me.
Okay.
We're the Kojokan Shinbutai. That is a mouthful of Japanese that everybody in normal world in America looks at as funny. For you guys, it's just two more Japanese words.
Gotta be.
I already know.
And know what they mean. We're a samurai performance troupe. If anybody actually can get past the bad jokes and see the swordsmanship and go, you know what, I kind of like to do that. This is our home turf. Our dojo that we run is literally 10 minutes from here. So those pieces of flyer that you've been decorating the halls with about martial arts training and swordsmanship, those are ours.
Yeah.
If you like what you see after the show, go pick one up, uncrumple it, take the gum out of it, and look at the phone number, and then call us and come take classes. Okay? We're going to do a brief demonstration on samurai martial arts and samurai combat as it existed mostly in the 16th century. You know, when I was born. There are times when I make jokes that I'd rather have complete silence. That was one of them.
Too bad.
My daughter made those kind of jokes too. She's no longer with us. Or happy. No. Samurai martial arts, one of the things you need to understand about Japanese culture, the samurai were the nobility. They were the ruling class in Japan, which meant they didn't have real jobs. They began training for their lifestyle, training to wear armor and to be able to fight with the katana or longsword from an early age 3. They were given a stick and got to chase their brother or sister around the house. At least that was my excuse when I gave him a stick and said, here, go get Amanda. At age 5, they were accepted into formal training, and up until age 15, they trained diligently, daily, repetitive training over and over and over so that the concepts and the movements became second nature. At age 15, they were given a coming-of-age ceremony called Genpuku, where all of their acquired skills were put to the test. And if they passed their test, they were given a katana or shinken, a real sword, and they were treated as an adult. Now I know this is 21st century America, and what that means is if you want to be treated like an adult, that means you whine back at mom and dad and tell them you don't want to take out the trash. You're an adult now. 16th century Japan, what that meant was dad goes to war, junior goes too. It was a lot more serious. My son's 19. He's been training in martial arts since he was 3. And when I say training, we run a full-time school. He's averaged 10 classes a week for 15 years. We didn't have 10 classes a week when you were 3. Look, who is that?
Thanks, Mom.
Okay, Firefly, but not NCIS. Nobody's perfect.
No, I want to go to Pet Smack and be disappointed.
Yeah,
It's just from the wrist. Any more causes brain damage.
Which if you see him going every once in a while, I get carried away. Back to your spot before somebody files child abuse charges. I have the coolest job in the world. People ask me, do you beat your children? Every day. And not only do I get away with it, people pay me money for it. Not enough, but it's worth it. Samurai training. The armor my son is wearing weighs 50 pounds. Now being a full-size grown-up, and then some, shut up. My armor actually weighs 65 pounds. For the samurai, their combat was all based on movement, which meant they had to be able to move in the armor instead of just standing still and being a target. So they began training at a very early age to develop strong leg muscles, good balance, so they could move with power and precision and grace and beauty and power and precision from an early age. Shoden no kata, yoi. Each, ni, sa, shi, hey, go, ya, ro, do, shi, hach, hey, you, ya, you, go, you each, you ni, no, That was they developed leg strength. Oh, don't applaud for if you do that. Not only do I have to pay him more, but his ego, which is already much larger than his personality. Anyway, you're still clapping. Don't do that.
But it's so much fun.
Boy, did you come to the right show. No, if you're serious about it, I'll give Jill the sword. See, I'm the same. But it'll be very fast, and you won't really feel a thing. She'll make it last because she wants to enjoy herself. And stomp in what's left. Yeah, which is where Riverdance came from. Yeah, thanks. That was terrible. Even with the backdrop. Samurai training, beyond just balance for the legs. Our arts go back to a time when people actually lived and died by their skill with a sword. It was not a sport, it wasn't a game, they're not trying to score points. Every cut for the samurai was designed to cut down an opponent. So while he demonstrates the next form, these are just the basic cuts. Look for good angle, good balance, but power. Every movement he makes with a sword, he is cutting down an enemy in his head. You should be able to see his sister standing, his ex-girlfriend, someone standing in front of him that he is cutting down. If you watch him and he's going, yeah, as soon as we're done I get to eat supper, and he's just kind of sloughing off, please let me know, and after the show, we'll work on it. Happogiri Emote, come on. Happogiri, each, hey, ni, ya, da, do, shi, hey, go, ya, ro, do, shi, hey, hach, ya, come on. Now as they continued training, samurai had to prepare for fighting on the battlefield. Strategy, that's us against you. Side by side, in armor with swords, and you sitting there with a little blue plastic tie, and that's about it. Okay? But during the battle, during the heat of battle, we're going to get separated. Because he's not very smart, he's going to see someone he wants to go kill, and he's going to run off on his own.
Something shiny, didn't you?
What that means is he could end up surrounded by enemies. So he's going to have an enemy on every side of him, and the samurai had to train in ways to move and to pivot and cut with power and authority without losing their balance and falling down. So for this next form, what I want you to do, imagine being completely surrounded by people who hate you. You know, like your first day of high school. Alright, fine, your last day of high school. We're in Iowa, that was the same day. Shihogiri, 4-direction cutting. Each! Ya! 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 Go! Ya! Come on! As the samurai continued training, they amped up what they did so that their movements, they could practice a solo